due to the immense love flood enveloping your planet, denial is being washed away. October 1, 2013. The fact that all are one is becoming ever more apparent to humanity. This is partly due to the positive pronouncements of your mainstream scientists, specifically physicists, who are unable any longer to refute the evidence for this, but mainly due to humanity's evolving spirituality, which is providing the intuitive knowing that this is so. This is amazing progress in a very short period, and you way showers and light bearers have helped greatly by holding and strengthening your intent for humanity's awakening. Your intentions are far more effective than you can possibly imagine, and because of the limitations of consciousness when it is embodied as a human, you get very little sense of this, very little feedback, although the results are now being seen worldwide. Congratulations are in order for your continuing sterling efforts to awaken humanity. They have not been in vain, despite much of the gloomy international news on conflict and corruption. On the contrary, humanity's awakening is a done deal. It is inevitable as love extends its field, sweeping away fear and confusion and encouraging willing cooperation that is leading you forwards towards a world in which enlightened thinking, followed by wise and loving action, creates a harmonious environment in which all your physical needs are provided for abundantly. Many of you have been hoping and praying for this new age for most of your lives, in which all of humanity without exception lives in peaceful and loving abundance, and this hoping and praying has clearly defined your intent, which is why and how it has come to fruition. You are beings of love who had lost your way in the dark confusion of the illusion, and that dark confusion is now being dissolved by your loving intentions. In other words, what goes around comes around. You are very effectively changing yourselves and the world, so do not buy into the gloom and doom scenario presented by much of the media that terrorist activities are making the world ever unsafer. Very nasty events have been happening over the last 10 years or so, with an apparently exponential increase in the last 12 months. But this is mainly due to those who would retain control of your world acting with panic-stricken intensity as they try to persuade you that you need to trust them to protect you from the alarming horrors that they themselves are directing. It is in fact a last-ditch stand on their part, which is failing. They still have a few tricks up their collective sleeves, but for the most part their abilities to cause mayhem have been curtailed, and the peak of their chaos-causing activities has passed. Continue to do what you do so well, hold the intent constantly for love to permeate the hearts of all on earth. That is the task you incarnated to do. Know that it is succeeding, and do not let the various disingenuous diversions of violent and hate-filled events distract you from embracing love and sending it to all who are caught up in these situations, to victims and perpetrators as well as to the collective that is humanity. Love, as you well know, is the only solution, no matter how serious and irreconcilable the differences separating those in disagreement may be. For eons, you tried to resolve issues and differences through force, violence, betrayal, and deceit, and you know from bitter experience that it does not work. When the wrong methods have been proven time after time not to work, is it not surely insane to go on resorting to them? Your task, your only task, is to spread love. That message has been offered to you constantly throughout the eons of your long history, and finally enough of you have understood this and are making it happen. It is the glorious path to awakening, and that path is expanding and spreading like a vast flood, immersing all before it, because each one who chooses to accept its embrace is unable to avoid sharing it with all with whom she or he interacts. Love is gently contagious, overwhelmingly invasive, and there is no antidote, and that one fact alone is a cause for great celebration. In case you have any doubts, I would most emphatically reassure you that love, the divine energy of creation, which flows constantly outwards from the source in infinite profusion to all who open themselves to receive it, embraces you all constantly, every child of God. There is no one anywhere in the infinite vastness of God's presence who is not held in His loving embrace. Consciousness in all its many forms, individual, family, group, collective, planetary, galactic, multiverse, has only two options: either turn towards it, accept that loving embrace and delight in the warmth, acceptance, and wonder that entails, or turn away in denial of reality and pretend that it does not exist. For eons, many on earth have been doing the latter, but to deny something does not and cannot make it cease to be. Due to the immense love flood enveloping your planet, that denial is being washed away so that all that remains, all that has ever been, is all that exists, love. Your illusion and all the unreality with which it has surrounded itself is disintegrating. This can be most clearly seen in the ongoing uncovering of the massive scandals of corruption and deceit being constantly engaged in by those who have for eons preemptively reserved to themselves the power and authority to govern the world. Their time is over because illusions have no place in the presence of God, the eternal home of all who are conscious, the state into which humanity is shortly to awaken. Your loving brother, Jesus. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman2.wordpress.com